Prostate cancer is the most common cancer in men and one of the deadliest, but you can prevent prostate cancer naturally without using toxic treatments. In this video, I'm going to talk about prostate cancer causes and symptoms. You're going to learn about a natural remedy for prostate cancer. So let's talk about what prostate cancer is. Prostate cancer is the most common type of cancer that develops in men. The prostate gland is a walnut-sized gland present only in men. It sits under the bladder and surrounds the urethra. The urethra is the tube men urinate and ejaculate through. The prostate's main job is to produce semen, the fluid that carries sperm. To grow and develop, the prostate needs the male hormone testosterone. Prostate cancer can develop when cells in the prostate start to grow in an uncontrolled way. The tumor often grows slowly and may never cause any problems. In the later stages, some symptoms of prostate cancer might include feeling the frequent or sudden need to urinate, finding it difficult to urinate, discomfort when urinating, finding blood in urine or semen, or pain in the lower back, upper thighs or hips. These symptoms may not mean that you have prostate cancer, but if you experience any of them, go and see your doctor. So what causes prostate cancer? One of the contributing factors of cancer is our stressful conflicts and emotional baggage. I created a video earlier about Dr. Hammer's fantastic discovery about stress and cancer. In December 1979, Dr. Hammer's oldest son Dirk got killed. A few months later, after Dr. Hammer had lost his son, he was himself diagnosed with testicular cancer. So since he was never ill, he wondered if this cancer had to do with the tragic loss of his son. So at this point in his career, Dr. Hammer worked at a cancer clinic in Munich in Germany. So he talked to his cancer patients to find out if they also experienced an emotional shock before they got cancer. So by talking to his cancer patients, he discovered that they all had an unexpected shock before cancer diagnosis. So Hammer took his research a step further. Dr. Hammer obtained brain scans of all his cancer patients. He then compared the CT scans with the patient's medical records and history. So what he found was astounding and changed our understanding about the cause of diseases. So he discovered that a particular area of the brain controlled a specific organ. So each conflict shock affects a unique part of the brain that relates it to the organ. So every cancer has a distinct conflict shock. So for example, he noticed that lung cancer is a death-fright conflict often as a result of a diagnosis shock. Breast cancer is a consequence of a separation conflict. Or cervical cancer is the result of a sexual conflict. So Dr. Hammer found out that a disease runs in two phases. We have the active conflict phase that activates the moment we have the shock. And at the moment we resolve that conflict, we enter the healing phase. In this state, the tumor stops growing and decomposes. So cancer is not a disease but rather a biological conflict. Our bodies go into fight or flight mode if there is an immediate danger. So the danger causes a specific physiological response. So animals also experience biological conflict when an opponent attacks them. They may feel distress when they separate from a mate or offspring, or they can experience stress if they lose their nest or territory. Like other species, we humans respond to unexpected distress biologically rather than intellectually. Biological include anger in the territory, worries in the nest, abandonment by the pack, separation from a mate, loss of an offspring, and so forth. The difference between humans and animals is that humans can think, so our bodies can't see the difference between a thought or a real situation. For us, an offending remark can cause an attack conflict. An undesirable move can create a territorial loss struggle. If we lose our income, then that can trigger a starvation conflict. And sexual friction can happen when our partner is mating with someone else, and so forth. So when we experience a specific emotional struggle, it activates a particular biological response. So it's not the situation that causes the shock, but our interpretation of it. So every conflict shock is individual. So what one person experiences as a separation conflict could be something entirely different for another person. And for a third person, the stress is minor. It depends on our beliefs, values, or vulnerabilities. So cancer patients often experience isolation in childhood. So they felt rejection, abandonment, betrayal, shame, and injustice. So cancer manifests after they suppress these feelings and reach their emotional limit. So this emotional limit happens when they experience a traumatic shock. So prostate cancer is not a genetic weakness, but rather a biological response. So this natural response assists an individual during a time of unexpected traumatic distress. Dr. Hammer calls prostate cancer an ugly genital conflict. Ugly refers to the dispute being nasty, while genital relates to procreation. Often it centers around a betrayal. The biological conflict that relates to the prostate is always a half-genital conflict. The dispute may be a procreation or gender-related issues, but it's not only sexual. For example, a daughter takes her father to court over an inheritance issue. A husband catches his wife or partner in bed with a lover. An older man's younger wife favors a younger man. An ugly divorce where the man loses his children. A father loses his job and can no longer provide for his children. A man finds out that he will never have children or grandchildren. So prostate cancer is because of sexual frustration, sexual rejection, or an ugly conflict with a female. So in biological terms, it translates to I'm a man and I can't accept, biologically speaking, being humiliated. So he is the alpha and the male and can't tolerate the rejection by a female partner. So the prostate instantly responds. So it will enlarge to produce more seminal fluid as it's about procreation. With prostate cancer, the biological purpose is in the active conflict phase. This state increases the prostate secretion. The more intense the conflicting activity, the faster the cancer grows. And the longer the conflict lasts, the larger the tumor becomes. So when animals experience a biological conflict, they let go of it after the event. A duck flaps its wings when there is a conflict with another duck. You don't see a duck reflecting over the situation, but we humans keep the conflict alive in our thoughts. We reenact the situation over and over again. So you want to deal with the emotional conflicts and resolve them to stop the tumor growth. So download this free ebook to learn how to let go of these traumas. As soon as you resolve the conflict, everything reverses. So you can sleep again, appetite returns, or you regain weight. Another risk factor for getting prostate cancer is our diet. The World Health Organization hired 22 experts from 10 countries to study the risks of meat. So these experts went through more than 800 epidemiological studies. So they looked at studies that link cancer to red and processed meat. WHO classified the consumption of processed meat as carcinogenic to humans, and they declared red meat as probably carcinogenic to humans. First, meat is devoid of fiber and other nutrients that have a protective effect. Meat also contains animal protein, saturated fat, and heterocyclic amides. HCAs form as we cook animal flesh at high temperature. Even meat cooked under normal grilling, frying, or oven broiling may contain these mutagens. The high fat content of meat and other animal products increase hormone production. The hormones increase the risk of breast and prostate cancer. Saturated fat increases the risk of prostate cancer too. For prostate cancer survivors, a diet low in fat may reduce tumor growth and reoccurrence. If you feed your body the right foods, it will work great. But if you give it wrong things like animal products, oils, processed food, it will start to fail. So meat is for carnivores like lions and cats, so their bodies need to digest meat. If you want to prevent prostate cancer, you need to avoid all animal products, including eggs and dairy. Also stay off processed food, all vegetable oils and junk food. So the best way to lower your cancer risk is to eat a whole food, high carb, low fat diet. So one of the best ways to turn your body more alkaline is to eat a healthy plant-based diet and avoid meat. Other cancer risks include lack of sunshine or sleep and heavy metal exposure. Today I talked about prostate cancer causes and symptoms. The prostate gland is a walnut-sized gland present only in men. Its primary job is to produce semen. Prostate cancer often grows slowly and may never cause any problems. Every cancer has a distinct conflict shock. Prostate cancer is because of sexual frustration, sexual rejection, or an ugly conflict with a female. Animal products and our diet is another risk factor for getting prostate cancer. So now you should know that you can prevent prostate cancer naturally without using toxic treatments. Download this ebook for free to learn how to release the emotional conflict of prostate cancer. Also discover how to eat a healthy diet and other tricks. The links are in the description. If you enjoyed this video, then press the like button and subscribe to this channel. Share this video on social media to your families and friends. Please visit our blog at cancerreason.net to learn non-toxic ways to treat cancer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.